and we can put it live on. So I'm trying all I can do to see how to move it. It's just showing me preparation here, but nevertheless, we won't let this disturb whatever we want to do. All right, I welcome you all to Growth from Within. My name is Koyede Akindele. It's such a wonderful opportunity to have these amazing people joining us for these great discussions. Um, so I just want to quickly just share why growth from within. I mean, because like I said, we had a meeting earlier on, and I was saying in the meeting that, okay, when the purpose of something is not known, abuse is inevitable. I think it is Miles Moran that say that, okay, that listen, when you don't know the reason why something is being done, you can abuse it. And so this thing happens this time that there are so many webinars, many trainings, and it is good for us. I mean that even at the lockdown, there is opportunity for me, for you, for every one of us to develop ourselves. Now, like I said, this came from my study time. When I was studying, I was reading a book. The book was written by man, it's a biography by man, Dr. Abdul. It's a biography of Sheikh Mohammed, the Prime Minister of Dubai. And so in that book, I was studying that book, and in the preparation of my reading, there was a light in that book. And he said something about you having information to yourself and not sharing it to people. You having information that can help people and not sharing it, it's not a good thing. The title of the book is The Sheikh CEO. I mean, maybe you can just read it. Don't look at it. Maybe it's a Muslim cover. It has an in-depth about business and career development. And this started coming inside me that, look, we need to do something. I can't just read alone. Why don't we create a platform? Because there are so many people here in the UAE that does not have much time. They thought they are busy in their own way, so they don't have much time to learn. Even in Nigeria, across the nation of the world. Why don't we create a platform where we can grow together, where we can share knowledge, or where we can share it in everything. I'm saying in the post is a replication of what has happened to me in my life. At the moment of my life, maybe some 5 years ago, I shared this last week, and I'm going to share it again because that was my encounter. That was what changed my life. It was not a pastor message. It was just me alone going on the road, and I begin to ask myself some questions, and I'm just going to mention those questions, just 3 questions. Number one, what do you want? Who are you? Sorry, that's the first question. I think maybe it's God that was asking me, who are you? That was the first question that came to me that very day. Who are you? And I was able to just define myself. And the second question was like a blow. What do you want? And yesterday, I'm currently in a class in an LMP coaching training class, a live coaching training class that is happening every night. I'm currently in that class, and it was funny that the facilitator mentioned that in the training, that look, at a point in your life, you need to be able to know what you want in life. That look, no matter how message you need, no matter how many training you go, no matter how many information you have access to, you need to eat this information, then decide what you want in life from it. And I think that is what happened to me from like 5 years ago to now. Everything has been in line with that. What do I want? Even from this online webinar, I begin to ask myself, what do I want from this webinar? And that is the same thing it is all about here. So it's that question I asked myself, and I was able to answer. But on this particular note, this project was started like 4 weeks ago, and we've been able to address. So I was thinking that, okay, what are we going to be talking about in the next phase? And this thing just come to my head, that opportunities. And I begin to look. I live in the UAE here in Dubai, and I was going to work, and I saw everywhere deserted, and I was looking at myself. That look, is it how we are going to be living deserted for the whole rest of the year? So if they said, okay, for the rest of the year, in the next 5 years, don't come out, nobody will come out, and nobody will do anything. And they are amazing people. I was chatting with my wife, yesterday, and I said, look, and she was telling me, we said in our company. I said, so your own company is making this kind of money, and they are saying companies are shut down, companies are locked down. So if you don't know what is going on, then you will live in darkness forever. So there are amazing opportunities around that people, this pandemic, this noisiness, pestilence, have crowded people out to. And I continue to say that, look, there has been lockdown before lockdown. And even after this lockdown, if care is not taken, there will be another lockdown. And this lockdown will be personal life lockdown. Because during this period, people have not been able to take responsibility. Now, the reason why I unpicked this, I think it is God that led me to this wonderful guest today was, I think I know a little about 1, 2, 3 people here. That's why I've been able to assess opportunities, and that opportunity has changed their life and changed it forever. That opportunity has redirected their life and redirected it forever. So while we are talking, I'm trying again to just see if I can go to Facebook, because a lot of people are sending messages to my phone from that they are not connected. So I'm just trying to see if we can connect back to Facebook. But what I was trying to say in the earlier that I've been able to mingle and mix with 1 or 2 people here, and I've been able to see how they've harnessed opportunity. Today, let me start from Sukomi. Sukomi run a logistic company that has been existing for over 7 years, if I'm not kidding. Sukomi, am I correct?
Yes. Yes, you're correct.
Yes. So he has been able, and it was at a point in his life that this opportunity come. I remember one time we were gisting, when I was in Nigeria, and you said to me that, thank God I registered this business. Am I correct? Hello,
Yes, you're
Sukomi.
correct. Yes, I can hear you. You're correct.
Okay, so he said, okay, thank God we call ourselves AKSK. So in this conversation, if you hear AKSK, please, no problem, we are fine. You understand? So at the moment, he said, thank God I registered this business. And because now the business is doing fine, the business has made some kind of hundred of thousands that I know of. It is an opportunity that he unpicked that time when it comes. He unpicked this opportunity when he has not gone to school. Today, Sukomi is a master degree holder. He used to brag about his university, and I don't want to mention that university. It's a proud university in Nigeria, University of Lagos. If you're talking, you say prestigious University of Lagos. You understand? He unpicked this opportunity when he was like nobody. There was no direction for his life. And I know so many of us unpick opportunities like that when it looked like there is no direction for our life. And today, those opportunities has been able to move us into greater things in the areas of our life. Please, I don't want us to feel down or to look as if that we don't have enough people joining. I don't want this to disturb us. Let's give our best. This will be premiere on Facebook later. I assure you that it's being recorded now. So please, let's give our best. You understand? Uh, technical each happen in things like this, but we must not be deserted or be discouraged or be dismayed by anything. If you know anyone, just please, you can put our Zoom link. They can join, then I can add them here. So I was talking about how we've been able to pick opportunities. I have just 2 minutes more, and those opportunities have been able to help us in our journey of life and make us become what we become today. I know a little bit about Miss Kemi. She has a medical background. She's doing fantastic in communications. You understand? Is it not last year or last 2 years that you won Wimby's award? Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
I'm correct.
It was yes, it was November 2018.
November 2018. That is an opportunity that came at a particular point of her life. You understand? Please, if you're those people connecting, kindly mute yourself. Mute yourself. You understand? So at a particular time like that, today, she's been able to start a career and she's been able to get this opportunity so as to build herself. So at a point in every one of us life, an opportunity has come. We have accessed this opportunity, and today we have become what we want to become. So we want to share our experiences of a particular time in our life when there is a lockdown like this in quotes, and an opportunity come in the midst of these shows. We picked it, and today we can share and talk about it very well. So I'm going to start. You're going to introduce yourself. So let's just try that. Let's introduce ourselves. Then we start. So let me start from Sukomi. Hi, Sukomi.
Hello. Good evening, everybody. My name is Olasukomi Oshwaro. I'm a logistics consultant. I have over 10 years of experience in the industry, and I started the company 7 years ago. Even when I was in 200 level, but it didn't start running until I I finished my BSc. I was running before the end of my BSc, but it was just skeletal business because at the time I registered the business, there was no clients, no single client. The company started with 0 clients because the industry where I operate, you need a CV of past track record for you to get a client to give you a job. But I, I I was tested with one job, and the rest is history, like they say. Thank you.
Okay, that's good. Okay, let's just pause it like that. We are going to be coming back to you. So let me just go to a lady now, Miss Ejiro. Thank you so much for joining us. I must say this is a privilege. I've not seen you before, but I think I saw you on Jimmy Tewe's live video, and that is where we connect. Am I correct? Hello.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening. So, and I think that is where we connect. And I've been following you duly. You know, and we have some people on social media that they are your disciple, but you don't know. You understand? So I can say I'm one of your disciples.
I'm honored, sir.
On social media, and you don't
Thank
know.
you, sir. Thank you. Thank you
So,
very much.
and I saw the great work you've been doing. So can we just meet you?
Thank you, sir. All right. My name is Ejiro Sakede. Sorry, my network is so crappy, so I don't know. Every time I try turning on the video, it just goes off. So
No
that's
problem.
why my video is off.
You
But
can
let me just
stay.
try and see if it will stay on for this introduction. So, hi, Kemi. Good to see you. Okay, my name is Ejiro Osakade. I'm the lead at Mixie Fund Books, where we are into the sales and production of audiobook and author. Yeah, I'm a singer. I'm also an accountability coach at the moment, so I'm transitioning like onto my hat. Yeah, that's basically what I do for now. So
Hey, Gio, maybe you should just take the video off. No problem, we're fine. Because it's hindering your communication. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? I think
Hi, I can hear you.
okay, so
I can hear you.
okay, so
Yeah.
we're with you now. Continue.
Was it working earlier?
Okay.
Hello, did you catch the introduction part?
There was a break-in. Can you just take it again? Sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
No.
Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, I think we can now.
Is it better now?
Yes, I think
Okay,
it's
my name is Ejiro Sakede. I am the lead at Mixie Fund Books, where we are into the production and sales of audiobooks for African.
Okay.
So, for having.
Okay. Okay, I think the network from our side is not coming too fine. Ejiro, okay, okay, if you can hear me, Ejiro, no problem. We'll come back to the introduction. Because of time, let's just move quickly. Miss Kemi, so let's know about you.
Hi, everyone.
Hello,
Thank you
Kemi.
for having me, Corday. It's such
Okay,
an honor to be here.
okay.
I'm a physiotherapist by training, and I studied at the University of Lagos, just like Sukomi. So I was waving at him and saying, "Greater cockeyes, greater cockeyes."
Great.
Hey, Sukomi, don't do that. You don't. You now have a special beefing for
Apologies.
Unilag people.
Apologies. Apologies.
Yeah, I have 8 years plus experience in media. I started out when I was in the University of Lagos at UNILAG FM, where I spent 3 years, and then I moved on to, well, I was at Nigeria first. I think I spent about 2 years, then I moved on to UNILAG FM. I spent 3 years, and then I moved on to Silverbed, where I currently host a radio show and a TV show. My experience in media sort of helped me to start a communications company while I was while in media. I realized that a lot of businesses find it very difficult to get like press coverage for their businesses, and I just felt like the media is always looking for content, and so I didn't really understand how businesses would always find it a bit difficult. And so I started my business called Bora Communications, and we're currently based in Lagos, Nigeria, but our reach is in Nigeria. We have partnership with about 250 media houses in Nigeria and in Ghana. So I think that's a summary.
Okay, thank you very much uh, for that brief summary. So they used to say something from where I come from. I'm a Yoruba man, and so I'm proud of that. And they say, "Egun la lo ma keyin gbale." And that means the big. Everybody is big here, but when somebody is your senior brother, you say some words. So I have. It's a privilege to have Mr. Okwe Oni. Mr. Okwe, can we meet you?
Okay. Everybody is big. Everybody is big. I'm here to learn too. Okay, my name is Okwe Oni, and I want to really appreciate everyone that has introduced themselves before me. And I want to appreciate you, Mr. Korede Akindele, all the way from UAE.
Thank you.
So you have given us an international platform.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. So thank you very much. I'm currently an executive director in LifePage Group. It's an investment holding company with interest in property and investment. I'm an investment coach. So basically what I do is that when you are confused, when you have money and you are confused with your money, so I give you direction.
Okay.
So I basically guide people what to do with their money, how to grow their wealth. And the new part of me that is currently emerging now is how to help people scale up their business, startups and SME. So I'm working something, I'm doing something in that space too currently to help startups and SME grow from where they are to where the potential they can be. Because it's something that I've been able to do over the years now. I mean, for 8 years plus now, I've been in this space, and I've literally seen LifePage grew from, zero capital to a multi-million-dollar company. And so I believe that the same process, success can be predictable when you can, the same process that produce success A, if applied to a particular situation, B too can produce a success B. So that's what I'm currently doing with small businesses, entrepreneurs, young people, startups, and things like that. So that's what the lockdown, in quotes, current lockdown has produced. So there was a part of the question you asked earlier. I don't know whether this is the right time to answer the question. We're talking about at some point, what were we able to do to I think I don't know whether I get the question very well.
Yes, you get the question, but wait.
Okay.
wait. We are going to go there very soon. We are going to go there very soon. Thank you so much, Mr. Okwe, for that. Basically, like I said, that okay, now we are transiting into how we started. And I think maybe I will just leave Mr. Okwe to continue from where he stopped, because I think he's been able to start something. Now, he said something that really, this is going to be very interactive, and this is being recorded. So no problem, even if it doesn't go live now, there is a way we use technology to take it live again. So definitely it's going to go live later after now. I sincerely apologize for all our Facebook audience that were not able to connect live here. This is coming to you back live soon. Mr. Okwe, you mentioned something that really triggered me. You said you've seen or you joined a company when it was zero. And I think we've been privileged to have the CEO of LifePage on this platform. And then that day he was just talking about money. You understand? So I know a little then. So I'm so moved. You understand? Because he said he mentioned your name specifically that day. He said there was nothing. You guys just started. It was an opportunity that came. But the opportunity was let me use the word dread opportunity. For example, if somebody called me, okay, Korede, there is a job for you in Mobi, in Shell, UAE, that is a big opportunity. You understand? But how can somebody do a startup business that the CEO does not even know where he's going himself? And he called you and you look into that opportunity. Can we just hear the story? Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much again. And one of the things I always tell people is, I joined a quote and unquote then confused company. I myself was a little bit confused, and but one of the things that was straightforward for me was that I know what I don't want. I don't really know what I wanted, but I knew, okay, these were the set of things that I don't. Yes, these are the set of things that I don't really want. So that was the only thing that I had in stock then. So the story was very, very simple and straightforward. And I mean, you were part of the story in a way. I remember that I finished NYSC. And like most Nigeria, after the NYSC, the reality just dawned on you, and you were confused that. So I was literally confused. So what next to do? I mean, I started a small business. It was not working, and a lot of things. And there's a way God will always give you opportunity. That's just it. That's it. God will always present opportunity, but it comes in disguise of a challenge. So at that point in time, when I met, where the meeting, I met the CEO for the very first time. I think we're two. We're supposed to be four. 2 people left before the meeting. So we're 2. And so it was just sharing the vision. All he could present to us was vision. I mean, all he could present to us was vision. And I said, no. For someone to have this kind of vision, and immediately, because I have an idea of what I don't want. I have an idea. I don't really, at the beginning, what I wanted was not too clear, but I have an idea of what I don't want. So what he was sharing, immediately there was something that, we have something in common here. So our hearts knitted together, and we're able to work together. It was very, very challenging. I mean, where I was staying there, somewhere in I was practically trekking from my house to Ikeja every day. Because, there was nothing. So the challenge was there, but precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, ideas, we were able to put all these things together, and we were growing. Progress, we were literally seeing the progress year-on-year basis. The company clocked on the 2nd of May, we were 8 years old. Yeah. So I joined in December. So the company started in May, I joined in December. So I was more or less like a founding member. By privilege today, I'm an executive director in the company. So I'm a part owner of the company. So I've seen the company grow from literally nothing. The challenges were there. And one thing again, I am looking back now. One of the things that I think really worked for me and has helped me to develop is that most people that join the organization now, that in quote and unquote that we are now, I mean, big, are not able to take the kind of opportunity that I took then because I was there. It wasn't a question of competence. It wasn't a question of just competence. It was not just a question of how will I put it? It was more of, okay, these guys are with me. These guys are able to pass through the fire with me. So that was the story in the beginning. We were able to pass through the fire. We were able to pass through all the challenges. In fact, I remember then we were always a strategy session. We closed 11 p.m., 12 midnight, and things like that. And it was a very, very tough one. It was a very, very tough one. I mean, the pressure was there financially, but but today the story has changed. So the opportunity I took then was joining a company that was growing. So I had the opportunity. I mean, I got employment opportunity in banks then, but there was no vision alignment. I mean, if I had joined a bank then, probably what I would have become a BM or I don't know what I would have become, but not the privileges and some of the things that I'm enjoying today wouldn't have been there. I don't know whether that answered your question.
Yes, it answered my question and it propelled other questions. But wait, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Okay.
So let me move to Miss Ejiro. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you so much, Mrs. Ejiro. So please, can you tell us now how it begins? Today, you are a CEO of an audiobook. Am I correct?
Yes,
Audiobook
yes,
company. Am I correct?
yes, yes, yes.
So we are coming to the big picture because people these days, even to sit down and read is something. You understand? But can you just tell us how it started, which opportunity spark, and you picked that opportunity? Can you just share with us? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for this is an opportunity to also share the story. So thank you for this opportunity. So basically, this started I think in 2015, where I went for a training, and at that training, some of the materials that were used was what sparked this desire in me to just want to take this further, like to say, how can we also make African books into audio. I know that there are 1,000 of audiobook platform out there or online, but there is none specifically like attending to Africa, at the time. So that was what just sparked it. Like, so it was for me really looking back in hindsight now, for me, it was more of passion. It was just something I was passionate about. It was just something that was, this is something I want to do. This is something I love. And I just jumped into it. So basically looking back now, I would have done it differently if I was going into it now. I would definitely do it differently because back then I really just jumped in without doing my due diligence. I didn't do any researches. I really didn't do that. I was just so pumped up in my mind, like, yes, I want to do this. This is what I want to be known for. And I've just gone for it. And so it has been a learning curve for me all along, making all the mistakes and trying to get it right. I wouldn't even say right now that I'm where I hoped to be or where I want to be, but it's still a journey for me, still a process for me, because at the end of the day, I found out that I felt like the market wasn't ready. And so I had the responsibility on my side to start sensitizing, creating awareness, letting people know about how important audiobooks are in our market and all of that. But still, the market is still not warming up, to the idea or to the concept. So it's still a work in progress for me. It's still a learning curve, a huge learning curve for me. But one thing it has taught me, or one thing I've learned all along, is that really when we put our mind to something, we can actually achieve it. Yeah. But outside of that, like no matter how achievable your goals are, you cannot discount the place of research or structure, of working with professionals in their field. So let's say the business analysts, the researchers, people who research the market, business plans and things. So you cannot overemphasize that aspect. I mean, I think there are businesses that can survive without those initially. There are. For example, if you want to be an hairdresser, I don't think you really need to sit down and come and start writing business plans. You know, writing business plans.
It
The one is
depends.
just to put it, the one is just to put it out there and say,
the
I
vision.
make hair. Oh. By the time you make hair for one person, the person does like this, like, this person, I want to go there and make the hair. So for that
Yeah.
kind of business, like you don't really need to initially sit down to do it. But for what I was trying to achieve, it was like, it would have been way better. The journey would have been way easier, and I would have gone way farther than I'm currently, where I'm currently at now, you know. So, but at the same time, I'm just like really grateful for the opportunity really to even be the pace setter in that area, to say, okay, I took the step to even step out, to make the mistake, to fall, and I've learned a lot in these 5 years that I've been trying to run this business. So in fact, recently with all the updates, my personal development updates, you know, getting to know myself better, getting to know my strengths and what I should be doing and not be doing. It feels like sometimes when I really analyze and sit down, I feel like, are you really running a business, or are you just running a passion? Are you just playing? Is it just a hobby? Okay, so because there's still a lot of work that I need to do. And so for me, I would just like to, for anybody who is watching, who is thinking of going into business or anything, depending on the kind of business you're going to, I would really suggest that you take your time and sit down and calculate it well. What kind of business is this? What's the future of this business? So, and then get help from people who know better, who have run business or a kind of business you're running, to get help from them or advice from them to be able to, so that you just fast track your journey. So you don't know, I mean, they used to say that experience is the best teacher, experience is the best teacher. But please, no, you don't have to experience everything. You don't have to experience everything to learn. You can learn from other people's mistakes. So that's what I would just say to that.
Wow. Thank you so very much. Thank you very much. This is an opportunity that you saw, and you remain in the opportunity because you believe in it, and you have it in your mind that, okay, we need to structure this well, even when the shape is coming. I'm coming there. Thank you very much. So let me go to Kemi. For everyone that is going to watch this on Facebook, we apologize for not connecting you live. It's due to technical itch, but you're getting live and direct, no edit. It's just what that was said, that was given you. So Miss Kemi, can we just know your opportunity journey? Let me put it like that. Thank you.
Uh, well, I think if I have to say, I would say that my opportunity journey started from when I was in uni. So I think my first major opportunity when I first worked at Nigezie. For those of us that may be a bit familiar with Nigezie was like a sound city and was very popular back in the days. I don't know what happened now. And I remember clearly that I had gone for, I think someone came to my school and stuff like that. And then we had this between, I think, 300 or 200 and 300. Anyway, this holiday, and then I had reached out and said, you know what, I don't want to stay at home and just be at home. And please, can I work at your organization? Can I work in media for a while? And that sort of started my journey in media. So I would say that my opportunity journey started from that point where I just decided that, you know, I don't want to just be sitting by myself. I don't want to just be sitting alone. And then I went for it. And that can be likened to the unprecedented times that we find ourselves, you know, which we are currently living in with the ongoing pandemic, where I'm very shocked when I see people saying that they are currently bored. I haven't had up to 3 hours of sleep today. I'm so exhausted. I have
Thank
so much
you. Thank you.
I don't get it. But we would almost never have such a time like this where you are able to work on your business, and not just in your business, where you don't have the daily operational activities that you would usually do, but you can now think strategically and say, oh, what is our accounting looking like? What is our what is our operations looking like? Our customer service, our customer experience. We would almost never have a time such as this. So I think for anyone listening, my first thing would be to say that this already is a major opportunity. No matter how bad it looks, no matter how much the media is painting this pandemic, this is a big opportunity, and not just for business people, because I know that it may seem like people are talking a lot about business people, even for those who have lost their job. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and I had mentioned that I know that a lot of people have lost their jobs, but guess what? In the next, I mean, just 1 year, between 6 months to 12 months after the pandemic, when companies are ready to start recruiting, they'll be looking out for the best talents. So what I'm expecting people that have, I know it may be tough, losing your job, but I think that what would be great for you to do is to think, what skills can I hone in on? What can I learn? What is the new economy saying? I feel like now anyone should be digital savvy. So can I learn a few digital skills at this moment, so that when this whole pandemic pans out and people begin to look for, staff, and look for what skills would I have that will position me to earn higher in my new workplace. So this, already is like a huge opportunity. I think that another thing, if I have to talk about my opportunity journey, is just even really big. And that's why when Ejiro mentioned that, for me, that kind of, resonated with me. Really, really knowing yourself and really being at a good place in your personal development journey. I would also have to share a story to be able to drive this point further. I've seen a lot of people say that, oh, too many people are going live on Instagram. Too many people are going live on Zoom. Too many people. So for me, I've asked people and say that the problem is not with people going live on Instagram or people going live on Facebook or going live on Zoom. The problem is with you, who doesn't know what you want for yourself and has been jumping from one Zoom meeting to another Instagram live. I have watched a lot of Instagram live sessions this season, and I feel like I would never have been able to do that if because of this pandemic. But because I know where I am in my personal development journey, I know the areas where I am looking at currently. I know what I am looking at in my business. When I see people that are hosting a session regarding that, I jump on it. I'm not just jumping. You will not see me on an Instagram live session or on a Zoom session about fashion or about distribution, because that's not currently my focus. I've recognized in my personal development journey that where I'm at is this. And so when I see people putting and hosting events and virtual events, hosting live sessions, tweet sessions, and I know that at this time, there's a bit of, I'm a bit relaxed because I don't really have pressure of clients and all that. I'm happy to jump in on that. So, I just feel like that's also another area that we need to look in our opportunity and in terms of opportunities. And why I also say that is when you're not clear on your personal development journey, everything that you see looks like an opportunity. So what that means is that when you see everything, when you see a Facebook ad and they are saying, come and do masters in agriculture, somebody is saying, come and do PhD in this one. Another person say, oh, we are offering this course bundle, this 200,000 naira. Is on learning how to make Ankara bag. And everything looks like opportunity. You're so overwhelmed because you are saving everything. Wow, I think I want to learn Ankara bag. I think I want to learn the marketing. I think I want to learn how to do it. I want to. But when you are clear in your personal development journey, in the next 5 years, I want to be the leading that. When you see the opportunity, once the opportunity comes, you are more in the position to hone in on that opportunity, jump at it, and then leverage on it. I think that's a summary of what I would say as regards to my opportunity journey and learned so far.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I noted a lot of things that you just talked about, and like I told you, there is no structure. I want us to follow, like, okay, after this. For me, I get bored because it is, it's always good when it is coming like this, and we are getting questions and we are having conversations. So, Sukomi, Mr. Sukomi, so let's meet you. So, can we know your opportunity? Because I said it earlier on that, okay, Sukomi took an opportunity when it looks like it's not an opportunity. Sukomi, can we just meet you, share your opportunity journey?
Good evening. My opportunity journey started when I was just an O-level student, and I was a jambite. I was writing jam, writing post-UME, going to different schools to write exams, but there was no admission, So my elder brother wanted to relocate to South Africa. Then he already had a logistics company in the country. My own mind, I didn't want to join the family business. I just wanted to be on my own and do what I wanted to do for myself. So he said, okay, why don't you just go and assist my people in the office, whenever I'm not around, I said, okay, no problem. Prior to that, I was working in the factory because I didn't want to stay at home. So I joined and I started learning. I learned a lot. Like 2 years into my being in the company, he had a misunderstanding with his partner. So I was told to step in as the operation manager in Nigeria at the early age of 22, 23, managing about three phases: the courier service, the export, the import. At the same time, managing delivery. At that time, I was actually seeing money. Normally, the not usual Nigerian young boy syndrome would be like, but I'm seeing money, so there's no need for me to look for something better. But I wasn't just comfortable with what I was getting. I needed something. Something was I wasn't comfortable with myself. So when I gained admission at the University of Lagos, I was in 200 level. I was still on the job, shortly in school with job. So this day came, I paid my school fees and I still had enough money. So I was like, this money, if I owe this money, I will use it for something else that I might not be able to account for at the end of the day. So I decided to register the business without the clients, no clients. So I started, the business started, and it took me like 1.5 years before I could open a corporate account. From there, I had a client who tested me with a job, and I started doing the job. The first job came, the second job, third job, and many other jobs. And today we've grown. We are still growing, even though what we still have so many aspects of logistics that we have not touched, but we are doing well in the areas where we have explored. We have a vision to manage to represent an airline in Nigeria, which I've been working on for over 5 years now. Because of the complexity of that industry, you cannot just no foreign airliner will just come and accept you to be their partner in Nigeria, because there's so many actors in the industry that you have to go through before you can get something done. And today we have clients, and most of the clients that we have, we don't get them through advertisement. We get them through recommendations. Probably because of a job that we've done for a client, and the client will say, "Okay, don't worry. I have somebody. I have a company. I will recommend you to that company." I have a client. One client recommended us to two big companies. And today, that client's job we don't really do that client's job again because of this global pandemic thing. But the clients he recommended us to were giving us job in 7 digits. This year alone, we've recorded the turnover we have never recorded in the history of the organization. In January alone, we recorded revenue in 7 digits. The journey didn't start like that. It was a process. There was a time where we'll handle business, handle jobs, and we'll make as much profit as we're making now. We'll work ourselves out. Sometimes we'll not be able to sleep at night because we're thinking about how to execute a client's job. And these jobs, this service delivery is time bound, because when the client gives you a time, and this is time I want my job, and you're not able to deliver the job, it becomes a problem.
That's true.
They start start coming for you. So my growth, my opportunity journey, actually we're coming one after step by step. There was a stage of not having a client, the stage of having a client, the stage of facing the challenges of trying to manage the clients you are having. Because when the company was registered, actually, if I tell you that I knew what I was doing at that time, I will be lying to you.
Secondly,
I was not just.
I will pause you for 1 minute. I'm coming back to you. I'll pause you for 1 minute. I want to go back to Kemi now. so that I think Kemi is going to be having another speaking engagement by 5 p.m. So she's good. I think we are going to be doing this again because so many of our audience, so many people are bombarding my phone online now that, okay, Facebook. I think we will do this again. Maybe you guys will give me time that we will do it again. You understand, to do to our audience, because there are powerful words here that people must know from. So, Kemi,
Yeah.
I just want to you said something that about knowing the kind of opportunity you want. You understand that, not just that, okay, every opportunity, because it is true. People are just jumping into how are you able to discern what you've been able to. You talk about personal development, the role of personal development in picking opportunities. So just 1 minute, how have you been able to develop yourself and have a discernment to know, okay, this is what I need? Because everything is around now. They are telling us, build yourself, develop yourself, pandemic will go, you lose your job. And this platform is not just for entrepreneur, it's for even career people. So how were you able to discern yourself now?
Yeah, I think for me, it would have to be, what I would advise anyone to do is to actually really have a sit down, with your notepad and your pen, and do a clear analysis. So I'll give an example. What I have done personally is that, career-wise, I had to analyze my, business and say, okay, first in business, what are the areas, what is our next level of growth? So if we want to grow in operations, what are the things that we need to do next? What is our next level of growth in terms of skills? What skills do I need to be able to take my business to the next level? Do I need to hone in on my leadership skills? Do I need to hone in on my people management skills? Do I need to hone in on, but it has to be a clear analysis, and not just even about your business or your career alone, but in every area of your life.
Continue.
Yes, sorry. You have to do a clear analysis in every area of your life. Even something as simple as, for my personal life, for example, I analyze every area: my spiritual life, my relationships with people, my relationship with my family, my everything. And I've identified what is the next level, my finances. So I know, okay, for my finances, if what I want to look at now for my finances is investment in, say, real estate, it means that if anyone is putting out an opportunity in terms of investment, if anyone is hosting a master class who I believe is a thought leader, and I'm comfortable with the kind of knowledge that the person is putting out there, it means that it's something that I should be interested in, because I already identified that financially, my next level is investment, and not just investment. My next level is investment in real estate. For someone else, their next level in finances can be budgeting, or it can even be as simple as saving. And then you see someone who is putting out an opportunity, putting out a webinar on how to budget, or putting out a webinar on how to save more effectively, or teaching, then you know that, oh, this is an opportunity because I recognize that this is my next level. Even still in terms of that, you could have recognized that, oh, my next level is to do a master's in business or in business administration. So when you see an ad on your feed on 50% of MBA, I can decide to click that ad and go to their website and say, okay, how much does it really cost? Because this is my next level. Let me now know how much I need to begin to put aside to take me to this my next level. But I think that in summary, it has to be a clear analysis of every area of your life and what your next level is to help you identify opportunities when it comes.
Thank you so much. I'm going to leave you now to go for, how many minutes is your meeting taking?
It's an hour.
An hour. Okay, maybe we'll still be here before then. But if we are not here, we are going to be doing this again. I'm going to take all of you commitment. We're going to be doing this again. You understand? Because this is a great words you're saying, and some people cannot connect on Zoom now. Even if we play this to them, there is something about life when you give some people life. So we're going to be doing this again. So just give me your commitment to do it. Kemi will discuss about it. And so let me go back to.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful session, the next session. You understand? And if you finish before 6, you can join us. Maybe we'll still be here in the next 20.
Okay, I will.
All right, thank you so very much. Thank you very much, everyone joining. For people that are not, I won't be able to read this on Facebook. An apology, it's technical itch. You understand? Please accept apology now. So I'm going back to Ejiro on one or two things. Now you said you picked opportunity even when the market you go to is not ready, and I can relate you to Mr. Opelni. You understand? He joined an opportunity with a, let me use the word, he used the word confused man, with a business that does not know what they want. He said something. I don't know what I know what I don't want, but let me just so, and that is what is the courage? What is the rationale behind you taking an opportunity in this kind of field where someone has not explored?
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, it's more about passion, because the truth is, you know the saying like, oh, what would you do? You always ask that question, especially when they're talking about talking about purpose, talking about your calling or what you're meant to do. Like, what would you do even when nobody's paying you for it? What is that thing that you love to do? So it was just one of the things that I love to do. I just wanted to be part of something bigger, than myself, something that would outlast me, and it was just something that is in my field. Like, number one, I love to read, I love to narrate. I love to narrate a lot, and I also love to record. Like, the recording process itself is fascinating to me. And then recording the book, editing it, mixing, and mastering it, and then getting it ready. The whole process for me is fun. Like, it left to me, I'll take my time and do that, and then just do them in trickles, right? But that's because it's something I love to do.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, the important thing is, no matter how much you love a thing, if it's not bringing in the fund that you require to even make it run properly, then it becomes frustrating. Yeah.
Yes.
So I have two options really. Is either to just look for something else I can do right now that would finance, take care of my finances. And then I run this because it's my passion. Come and produce an audio book. I'll jump right. It's something I love. I would do it without even getting paid for it. So my error or my mistake, as I was saying earlier, is the fact that I just jumped at it because it was my passion. But I didn't understand the economic aspect of that passion. How do I turn that passion into profits? So that's the journey that I'm at. But the thing is, this particular kind of passion right now is something that is way bigger, because it's not something that solely depends on me. It's not something that solely depends on me. If I want to produce the amount or in quantity that I'm looking at producing, it's not something I can do on my own. So I'm going to need people to work with. I'm going to need narrators to work with. I'm going to need editors to work with. I'm going to need the engineers to work with and things like that. I'm going to need marketers to be able to help me come up with great copies that would sell the whole idea, that would sell the benefits of what audiobook does for people. So all of that now is where I'm now like, oh my God, okay, so this is a lot of work. How do I bring all of these people together to help us achieve this? But now the challenge currently now is the fact that because I've done this
I don't
so
want you
much.
to talk about the challenge now. Hello,
Oh, wow. Okay. It's all right.
I don't want you to talk about the challenge now. You understand? So I want us to, like I said, I'm going to have you guys come back to do this. We are doing this again. So let me go to Mr. Okpe. You understand? Remember, we're talking about opportunities and nesting opportunities. Mr. Okpe, you said some things that I really wrote down, and I used the word. You said, I know what I don't want.
Yeah, yes.
And I said it earlier on that in the journey of my life, there was a question. That question came to me, that what do you want?
What do you want? Yeah.
And if you, a man or anyone, either in career or in business, is not able to answer that question, you just see that you are just jogging.
Yeah.
And you are sweating. You understand?
Yeah.
You're sweating. So
Yeah.
how are you able to answer that question at that moment
Okay.
of your life? Let's go.
Okay. Thank you very much once again. And like what the other speakers have said, especially the lady that left, Kemi, um, uh, she was trying to explain something that every opportunity is not an opportunity, and there is a way you can trim down the opportunities that are coming your way. I mean, we live in an age and time of information. I mean, information is everywhere, but is an advantage at the same time is a disadvantage. So the advantage of this age, there is so much information, is also the disadvantage of this age. So you must be able to streamline, okay, what are the information that are right for me? Like I said earlier, I knew what I did not want. It's just more of a question of value. There are some things that work with my value. There are some things that does not work with my value. And that has driven me. For instance, now, I always tell people, I don't put money first. And this, I mean, is a very crazy value that has worked magic for me. I don't put money first. Relationship is more important to me than money. And in as much as relationship is more important to me than money, and I've seen money flow, even where areas that you are not even expecting money to flow. I don't know whether you get my point. Okay, so I always tell people, I mean, you see young guys these days that are, doing business, very skillful, and you ask them, oh, come and do this for me. The next thing, the next thing they mention is money. How much do you want to pay? No, you need to talk about how do I build a relationship. You see, I often tell people, because of the kind of job that I do, collecting money from people is the easiest thing, as soon as you have a relationship with the person. Relationship is much more. So those are the things that were able to build me. Like I always tell people, okay, one of the things is this relationship. Don't put money first, put people first. And to look at it again from this aspect, you see, looking back now with reflecting back, at that point in time in my life, I mean, very young. I mean, most of these people that are around me are as confused as I was too then. A lot of, hustling, thinking, peer pressure, family pressure was there, and a lot of things were there like that. And looking back now, one of the things that helped me was the kind of information that I had access to. The kind of information that I have access to. So those kind of information, those kind of training, those kind of exposure, those kind of examples, people, information, training, the people that were within my cycle of influence formed the kind of value system that I was able to work with them. And because of that value system, I was able to answer the question, okay, I don't know what I want. The clear picture of where I was going then, it was not very clear. But because I don't know, hello?
I'm with you, we are hearing.
Oh, you are with me, okay. So because I don't have the clear picture of where I was going, I have a clear picture of, okay, this is not, looking at my value system, there are some things I don't want. Looking at my value system, there are some kind of people that I can't move with. It cost me a lot, I must tell you, Mr. Korede. Yes. It cost me friends, it cost me relationships, it cost me family members. But what had to be done, had to be done. And you know, the funniest thing is this, as soon as you produce results, as soon as you begin to produce results, everybody will come back, I know you are going to succeed. You are a very hardworking boy, you are a very, very hardworking boy. I know the grace of God is upon your life. These are the things you hear when the results begin to come out. So that's basically what helped me. Value.
Thank you very much, Mr. Okbe. I'm coming back to you. You said, Mr. Jimmy Tewe said something last week, and you saying it again, I think it's a great word. He said, look, you need insight. Yeah. You understand? You need a place of insight, and your insight has to graduate it to information. That is how you can reposition yourself. And you said something, and I can relate it with what Kemi said now, and what Ejiro said, that look, you knowing what you want is a place of value. You understand? A man, someone must be able to define is our value, even as a career person. I remember, I'm coming to you, Sukomi. I remember I was working in an organization. You know that organization. I don't want to mention the name. It's a telecommunication company. You should know that organization.
Yeah, I know.
You understand? I don't want to mention name. And now, so I used to use an illustration. It's a fantastic, well-paid, fine. I mean, it's an international company. But as much as we are there, I just know there is an emptiness. This is my value. This is what I want, and I know that value. You understand? I know my value, and I know where I am now. I cannot gain this value here. So when an opportunity comes at Gemstone, then, I mean, we all know Gemstone, I jumped from that multinational company. You know, the name alone, when you say, where do you work? Say, I work in so company. And you know, that name alone gives you edge. Like, even when your parent wants to introduce you, where does your son work? He works in, I work in that TV stage, that thing you are looking at. We have young parents. You know that feeling. But I was not getting fulfillment. So because I was able to set my value right with the kind of information I was injecting, when that opportunity came with Fela to it, I jumped. I think I flied. It was nothing was making meaning to me. This guy, I said, look, let's just go. And today, we thank God for where we are. Thank you so much for sharing. Everyone that's going to watch this on Facebook or watching now, you need to set your value right. No matter how passionate you are, you need your value to be right, to be able to discern the kind of opportunity you understand to jump into. So Sukomi, are you there? Hello, Sukomi. Hello. Hello,
My
Sukomi.
video is muted.
Okay, are you here? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You said you're talking about family business. You understand? To jump into that kind of thing already, it's a serious work. You understand?
Yeah.
You can decide to leave it. You understand? Say, it's my brother. What? Now, what was the rationale behind it by you just taking that faith to, okay, you take it and you stay in it. And I know that is what you stay in it and has become what you are today. So can you just tell us what happened? What happened to you? Do you just say, let's just take this risk, or there is something, there's a value, or there is someone, a mentor, something that make it happen?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
My video is off.
Oh, sorry. You can continue.
Oh, okay. Actually, the reason why I started working with them was because I foresaw a future in the business, because it's not just working to get money. It's also an avenue for me to learn and learn on the job and become a professional in that field, which I have become today. So it's basically not because I wanted to go and make money, actually. Because in that industry, you don't learn money first. You learn the professionalism of the industry first. Then being a professional, in turn, gives you the money you want that comes with it. You learn how to do the job first. Because, for example, if you want to fly an aeroplane, you have to go to a pilot school. Yeah. So yes. So if you don't know how to fly an aircraft and you just jump to the cockpit, you are in for a serious problem. So when I joined the business, the money was not really the main the focus for me. I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn, even though the process was not easy. But today, I'm happy because I went through that process. It was not really about the money. The family thing, actually, I didn't go into the company to form that. My brother owned the company, that I can do whatever I like. I wanted to work, which I did. I worked, and I learned a lot, both on the job, both from my superior and even people that operate within the same industry that are not in our own company, because I take advantage of every opportunity that I have for me to learn, which I did, and it worked for me, and it's still working today, and I'm still learning. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very, very much for that. Now, you all mentioned the place of money. You understand that? Look, so if I can get what you're saying clearly, that look, assessing opportunities, you must not make money your first priority. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes, correct.
Hey, Jiro, am I correct?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so you didn't make money your first priority. Now, because if it has been money, Ejiro is looking at setting all those things you look at. Okay, we need to add this, we need relationships, we need connections, we need partnership to make this. You would have even you would have even dropped the dream and said, it does not matter, I'm not doing this again. But because you know a relationship first, impact first can really make you earn the kind of money you want. So it's such a very now. So now that you assess opportunities, now you guys mentioned something, the place of development in it. Because one thing is for me now, I'm going to share a bit of my story, and I think one of my colleagues joined the Zoom here. Cynthia, I wave at you. Thank you so much for your support. When I was in Nigeria, we all work in an organization, the Dorcas Cancer Fund. It's a foundation, it's a cancer foundation for children. And at a point, Cynthia can testify to this very well. People will look at us and will go for programs, or will go for conferences, and people will ask us, "Are you guys doctor? Are you guys what? Are you guys just talking cancer like this?" You know, and as if you guys. I have gone for a program before, and somebody dragged me. At the back, you are lying. You have a doctor. You have a medical background. I don't have any medical background though. This thing here is just what we saw the opportunity, and then we grow in the opportunity. And today, I can say that most of us are a member of International Society. Today, I'm a member of International Pediatric Oncology. You understand? To help young community. You know, when you have elders, you have young people too. So because of an opportunity that came then in cancer field, and we are able to jump into it, and today we are becoming a face in it. Now, the place of development is what I want us to talk about now. Mr. Okpai, let me start from you. How do you see, number one, when you see the opportunity with your passion? Because most young people, like you said, because I've read every book, you understand? I think now I can, you know, this thing that is inside us. You've read Habit of Selling, you've read leadership thing. How do you mention the place of development in assessing opportunities?
Okay, I think, thank you very much once again, and everybody on this platform. It takes humility to learn. That's just the truth. It takes humility to learn. You must be humble at every point in time. And then again, you see, learning is beyond the way we were taught how to learn. Learning is beyond classroom. Learning is beyond having BSc, MSc, Masters, MBA. Learning is beyond all of that. Learning is more informal. You see, when I'm having a conversation with someone, I must be able to learn and understand what is not said, not only what was said. Until you develop yourself to that level.
Sorry for quoting. Can you repeat that word again? I think it is treatable.
If you're having a conversation with someone, you must be able to deduce, understand what is unsaid beyond what the person is saying. Body language, gesture, the person's personality, the person's beyond the person's personality, the person's beliefs, assumptions. You must be able to deduce that. For instance, as we are the examples the person is using, the type of personality, how the person carries himself, the world view of that person. A lot of things you need to marry together, and all these things I'm talking to you. For instance, now, you say, like I said earlier, I play in the investment, counseling. I help people to create wealth, help people to retain their wealth, and all of that. And I studied mathematics and statistics in school.
Imagine.
So the place of growth, you have to be deliberate. It's beyond fine. I read books. I find, one of I often tell people, I find a lazy way of doing things, and that helps me to get a lot of things done. For instance, now, okay, I asked myself a very long time ago, how can people be saying that they read a Bible in 1 year? I've been being a Christian. I tried all the conventional way of doing it. It did not work for me until I find my own unconventional way of doing it. So there are some things that is a deliberate thing. For instance, too, when I demystify reading Bible in 1 year, and how can people be saying they read one book per week? These things look impossible, and it's very, very necessary. So when you are learning too, you have to look at an unconventional way of doing things. Okay, look at this lockdown now. I mean, there are so many people that have never heard of Zoom before until this lockdown. All of a sudden, everybody is holding 2, 4, 5, 3, 6, 7 sessions of Zoom in a day.
That's true.
Do you get? So circumstances, we have to continually think. We have to continually use our brain. We have to continually juggle our intelligence. We have to, there's something I was discussing with some guys the other day. I said, see, we need to rethink the way we think. We need to rethink the way we think. You say, this is the way I think. You need to rethink how you think, the way you think.
Think the way you
question
think.
your assumptions. You need to test them, especially the fact that the world has changed. Now the world is changing. The world has changed totally. Now you need to question your assumptions. The assumptions that you are holding on to, the beliefs that you are holding on to, the norms, the ideologies, the things that you are holding on to, you need to now question them and test whether these things are still working. So it's in learning is fine. Learning can be very, very expensive. I've spent a lot on learning. I mean, when it comes to a lot, when it comes to learning is beautiful. Learning is growth is beyond just flipping the pages of books. You have to learn from people. You have to learn from people that are below you, people on your level, people above you.
Higher than you.
Beyond the formal way of learning, the informal way of learning is very, very important. Is very, very, very important. We cannot overemphasize the informal way of learning, because you see there is something they call street smart. Especially if you are operating in Nigeria, you have to be street smart, and there is no academy to teach you how to be street smart. If you are going to be doing business in Nigeria, you have to be street smart
everywhere in the world.
Everywhere. So you have to be street smart. So it's beyond what you were learning. For instance, there are some things that business school will never teach you. When you get to the field of business, you will know that it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. So let me just drop it there.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very, very much. Let me go to Sukomi. You operate in a field that is very competitive. Not even with the big lead, even to the startup, to the street guy, even in that business. You understand? Can you just describe, because your brother traveled, you understand, and he has been traveled. He's not even in the country till now. Even you are running your own business, and at one side you are still managing his own. You understand? So you are basically a CEO on one business and an operation manager in another business. I'm sorry about that. So that's basically what you're doing. So your brother traveled, and you didn't in your O level. We all had O level, and I didn't see in our O level the word logistics, mathematics, or logistics English. Let's say university. So how do you develop yourself? Because in that field that you take opportunity from, and you become a leader there? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for that question. Actually, developing myself in that field um, is far beyond the experience that I gained in the process of working in the industry.
Mm.
I went to school,
Mm.
and like I actually tell people, education is not all encompassing, but is like a foundation upon which you lay every other thing you want to become in life.
Mm.
Now, apart from learning in the industry, when I finished my first degree, I was at that time I've been able to gain a vast. I've had a lot of knowledge in managing business, which I matched with my experience in the industry,
Mm.
and that gave me an edge business
Okay.
now, because the industry was basically filled with people who were not really educated.
Mm.
Talking about freight forwarding industry,
Mm.
I met people. There are some people that I met there, and I still see them today. Some of them, they've seen opportunity and they've made millions, and today the million is gone.
Mm.
I'm not trying to mock them,
Mm.
but because of the complexity of the business environment where we operate in today's world,
Mm.
there's a need for us to always be open to learning and development. Because if you don't develop, the industry you're operating is relatively changing every now and then.
Mm.
And so your orientation, your knowledge of that industry must constantly be in tune with the complexity of the business environment you operate in.
Mm.
So I was able to develop because I wanted it I did it deliberately. Actually, it was deliberate, because there are still a lot of people that I met in this business that are still on the same spot that I met them.
Mm.
I'm not trying to mock them,
Mm.
but growth in life is personal.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's personal. Yes.
Thank you so much. What if I can just deduce, and if I think every one of us can understand what you just said, that okay, meeting people in that field, for you to stay ahead, you need to know more than them. Am I correct?
Yes, you need to know
You
more
need
than
to
them.
have an understanding now. You've been able to talk about. Okay, I'm coming back to Mr. Okpe. All this thought. The question I want to ask is how about understanding the field of your operation? You
Okay.
understand? Because understanding the field, please, George, you can write it. I don't want to forget now.
Okay.
Understanding the field of your operation, because you study mathematics. You understand?
Yeah.
And you are a Jesus boy all through. So you are now operating in a field that is totally
Different.
you are
Yeah.
dealing with omonile. Let me use that word, omonile. In Nigeria, when you say omonile, omonile means people that are in charge of land. It is not their father's land, though. They are just living there and they believe we are running this place. You understand?
Yeah.
So for you guys watching from another, I'm going to watch another language. That's the meaning of when you say omonile in my country. So I'm coming to Ejiro on the place of development in what you're doing as an audio book producer. So how do you see the place of development? Because I'm sure maybe in school you didn't nobody teach you the technicality of how can you convert a book into an audio. So how do you see the place of development in what you are doing?
Okay, well, so the thing is, I am an avid learner. I would say that because I love to learn a lot. So, and I personally also like to have some sort of backings when I'm doing something. So if like now I said at the beginning when I was introducing myself, I said I was tending towards the coaching line because I've just discovered the strength that I have that can be of help to others. So now my next line of action is how do I gain credibility in that area, and that's certification for me. That means I have to go for a course or something. So I'm that kind of person. So when this started, yes, it's something I was interested in and all of that. But right now I am trained, like I am trained. I actually went to school for this to be trained as an audio engineer. So like for me, it's always a place of, okay, if this is what you want to do, then you should be able to commit to it, develop in that area, keep learning. Just like Mr. Okwai said, you're learning. Of course, like there are options to learn. And I don't even want to, anybody who's going to watch this or listen to this, I don't even want you to start thinking, especially now, don't even start thinking about formal learning, please. I said, don't limit yourself to it, because we are now past that level. Like formal learning is not the only way you can learn. In fact, if you look at it very well, gone, maybe it's luxury now. Like, okay, I've made all the money. Now I don't want to add certificate on my name. Let's be that they are calling me doctor. Because that one you won't even be sweating or thinking to raise money for your fee, right? So right now I would even rather be an apprentice to somebody who, because that is even way better. Experiential learning for me is way better, because you're doing it. You are on the field. Your hands are getting dirty. So you are doing the job. It's not like theory. And especially if you want to even look at the educational sector in Nigeria, for example, it's sad to say, but it's nothing to write home about. So there are people who are in the university studying, what's it called now? Computer science. They are computer science. They don't have computers. They don't, if not that, thank God for technology, that everybody now has things that they've learned. There's no constant upgrade compared to our counterpart, compared to other countries where daily, every year, in fact, sometimes every trimester, they are reviewing their syllabus. They are reviewing the model of teaching. They are introducing, different styles of teaching. It's not just teacher coming to the class and teach. No, it's now what they call this now. It's like a mixed learning. So you go and learn, the students go and read. Teacher will be ready for you. You come and discuss. So it's not like lecturer will come to class and start telling you what to know. You'll be the one to come and question. So if you don't do your due diligence, if you don't read before class or go and do your research and know what gives, you just be lost in the class. And at the end of the day, that's why we have a lot of people who have passed through school in Nigeria and school has not passed through them. It's why a lot of people, even though they have PhD, go and tell them, so, okay, the thing you wrote for your project, for your thesis, for everything, come and defend it. They won't be able to, because they didn't even do it themselves. Because that, like, yes, now somebody have helped them arranged it. Me, I wouldn't even lie about this, Years ago when I did my OND, I did the same thing, because what the lecturer wants? Lecturer is first. If you buy lecturer's textbook, first you got some points. So when you get points, if you get point, that one is secured. Attendance next, you add to your points. And then after exam, we know how we do our lectures and all of that. So you see. So when I was doing my feasibility report then, I didn't put eye into it. And that's what has covered me now. Because now I'm thinking, if I had done, if I had parallelly done this thing, then I would be balling now. Because I would have understood. Because actually, see how God works. That's it. But at the end of the day, it's probably so that I can share this story today and help somebody else that is at the place I was back then, so that I can start taking the right steps now. But the thing is, the feasibility report I did then was actually about entrepreneurship. And as at then, I was like 2010 or thereabout, 2010, 2011. Entrepreneurship has not become so sexy like everybody's, I was an entrepreneur, So I was supposed to do a feasibility report for, I think, what's this called? Batik, Adire. So establishing an Adire company, Can you imagine? Can you imagine what that would have done for me if I had just put my mind to it and done it myself? It would have saved me a lot of stress that I'm going through right now. So please, if you're watching this and you're in school currently, please face your book. There is a place for passion, but there is also a place for knowledge. right? So don't limit yourself to only the thing your lecturer tells you. It is very interesting when you go to schools outside of Nigeria and you get into the classroom and see the banter between the lecturer and the student. Like it's, you know, it's not teacher will just come tell me anything and go. No, we'll ask you questions. Why is this way? What do you think? So it's not even about what you read to us or what you tell us on the board. What do you think about it? What is your own experience on it? So it's a mixture of all of that. So for me, I am a learner, and I cannot, like I cannot overemphasize the place of personal development. See, the truth is, we don't have any excuse, not even in this age and time. We do not have any excuse. So if you can't currently afford to be in a formal education, please look for somebody that is already in the field that you are in. Go and mentor, go and apprentice with them. Do it for free. Just like Mr. Kwayam said, it's not about money all the time. I don't know where this money thing has just come into the head of our youth, that even somebody that is still practicing, maybe you just did a course or copywriting. You just did a course now, we just passed. You've not done any one like currently. At least you even
wants to make money.
Services. Exactly. You offer some of your services for free, or let's say somebody who now learn business strategies, for example. How many businesses have you
strategized? Thank you.
Do you understand? At least do for one that you can now reference to before you now start putting charges for people. There's a place for saying, oh yes, don't bring down your price or have your standards and everything. There's a place, but see, when standard is coming, it's also coming with the quality of the work you are doing.
Thank you.
And so to get to that quality, you have to put in some effort. You have to do some things for free sometimes. You have to learn. You have to do apprentice. Go under mentorship with somebody. Go and mentor. Go and be a mentee for somebody. Do it for free. Add value somehow and get the value back.
Thank you, Ichiro. That was
great.
I mean, like what you said now, I was talking to in the morning syndrome. You have to be very careful about morning syndrome. I started growth within 4 weeks ago. This is the 5th edition. And you know, a friend, an old friend, I don't know him, that just saw me, was me. You need to start making money about this thing. No, he didn't even comment about what
the content. He has not even listened to it. He has not watched any episode. No feedback.
Just make money. It's like, you're not even giving me feedback if what I'm doing is
it's okay or not.
Not okay. It's not making sense. So if there is, and so many people have made that mistake because of wrong advice, wrong message of you need to start making money on this thing. Fine, we will make money on this thing. Now, if I come to Mr. Okbe now, it was business you started, not NGO. Am I correct?
Yeah, business.
and you guys did not make that money because I'm sorry, you have to start
immediately.
And so we have used all that information of you need to start making money. You need to start making money to kill so many dreams and so many areas of development. Ejiro mentioned the place of strategy now. You just read, you know, now there is courses flying everywhere on social media. Harvard is offering some free courses, free. So I call myself a coach, a life coach. You understand?
I'm a coach too. Please, we are coaches.
And I read.
We are coaching ourselves first.
Telling people to come and pay 50 dirham on how to, what value, what impact have you made? Because you would start a business, but you will write the book and you will read it yourself.
There are plenty of people like that.
I wrote a book.
There are plenty of people like that.
I wrote a book.
Even them, they are ashamed to talk about their books.
I didn't even type it. And it happens when my friend, you know, my friend, I know most of you know my friend, Capacity Kende. You know Kende Capacity. When he wrote his book, you know his book, I forget, he has 2 books. So when he wrote those 2 books, you know, when we finished that launching and I was going, and you know something was, I feel capacity, but I thank God for God and thank God for the Holy Spirit. If you write this book, you will read it. Immediately I have a designer and then Sheon Babatunde, I send the name to him, Navigate, I cannot forget. Sheon Design, Navigate, I keep it, that thing come. And 2, if I had written that book, then I have to do it guilty because Kende as a book, I want to do a book. I will not say, well, maybe we stop by we buy. You know, like, Sako, this go with it. Coming to we buy. If it's going there, AK, is it? So those places are money is important, but we need to understand that a nursing opportunity requires you to develop. Don't go into opportunities because you just want to make it now, so that you can remain there. Because
I mean, even if you want to make it now, that's okay. That's a goal. That's a target in mind. But you're sure it's just that the way people share too sometimes. Like we share these things like, oh, I started with nothing and now this is where I am. But no, most people don't really share what happened in between, though.
That's true.
So people don't even tell you how many years it took in between, though. Look at people like Alakija. It took her 10 years of dredging oil, 10 good years, without making a dime. Imagine the amount of money that went into dredging to eat oil eventually.
I think this word I started nothing and night has become, it's now common. People think it's just started now. Everybody has story. And so that will bring me to the place of understanding the field of your operation. When you see an opportunity, understanding this. Mr. Okpe, talk, please, can you just share about understanding the field of operation? Apart from those knowledge, apart from those passion, understanding the nitty-gritty, because you can go and read 10/10 of property development in Nigeria, and you will be carrying that head all about. The place of understanding in your career as we begin to wind up.
Okay, thank you once again, and thanks to everyone listening to us. And the place of knowledge, I mean, is very important. That is very, very important. But in your the area of your focus now, you need to master your game. That cannot. You need to know that. I'll put it this way. You need to know the end to end of what you are doing. Even if they wake you up by 1 a.m. in the middle of the night, you must be able to pour down the same thing that you will pour down in 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So you need that. In fact, you see, that is so important, because unless if you are not planning to grow at all, if you are not planning to grow that business, you don't need much knowledge. But if you are planning to grow that business, if you are planning to fly with the high and might, if you want to make good money in that business, you need knowledge. Because there are some people that will come and dust you. I mean, in fact, you are the one selling to them, they will be the one selling to you. They'll be explaining things to you. So because you need to be grounded. And one of the things that has helped me, you see, most of the things that we need are actually available, honestly speaking. I mean, they are practically available for free. One area that I've learned a lot from, I call it the University of Gogu.
Gogu.
I've learned a lot.
No be lie.
I mean, there's no night. I mean, with all humility, there's no night for the past 5 years that I don't watch at least one YouTube before I sleep. At least one. I mean, there are some YouTube, all the major construction channels on YouTube, I subscribe to them. All, because these are areas that feed my ideas. These are areas that feed my knowledge. These are areas that feed things, the way I think. Because majority of the work that I do now is more of a thinking thing. I have to be coming up with fresh ideas. So there are things that must continually feed that. In fact, I remember there was, 2-3 years into the business, I was having a discussion with a professional, a core professional in quotes, that has been in the business for like 15 years. And the guy we gave him a job to do. He's a surveyor. So we gave him a job to do. And he was telling us, no, this thing is not possible. I said, no, it's possible. He said, am I a surveyor? I said, it does not matter whether I'm a surveyor or not. I'm the money man. So I must understand the business. So I took a paper. I brought a paper out. And the same thing he was saying that was not possible, I drew on the paper and I showed him how possible it is. The guy was just looking. I said, okay, where did I learn this? I said, maybe I've gone to do one course on survey. I said, I've never done any course on survey. Based on the knowledge that I've gathered, based on the things that I've known, I'll be able to implement it. You see, the beauty of knowledge is when you implement it. So because one of the greatest mistakes a lot of people do is now, and which is really happening now. In fact, a lot of people are learning irrelevant things that are not relevant.
That's true.
Because the beauty of knowledge is that when you learn it, you are able to implement it. If you are, there's no point learning what you are not going to implement immediately or in the long term or in the short term. There's no point.
You see, Mr.
So
Boy,
if you are learning what you don't implement, it's just like, okay, for instance, I mentioned that I'm a graduate of mathematics. There are things I learned in higher institution that are useless now. I don't even know the meaning. In fact, anytime I reflect back and I look back at how I suffered in school, I will just wonder, hope I didn't waste this 4 years. I mean, for nothing, no implementation, nothing. You get that. So you must learn what is relevant. For instance, you must learn what is relevant. For instance, now a lot of Instagram live, blah 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 everywhere. You won't find me there. You know, it's not my thing. The ones that are relevant, I'll download them or I'll go and watch a replay later. So you must know what is relevant for you. So that's what, and I've gone for a lot of courses. One of the principles, finally, before I know we've run out of time, one of the principles I always tell people is this. You see, the more you grow in the ladder, the more knowledge you need. Now, specific knowledge. I often tell people you must learn at least, you must go for a training, depending on the level you are, whether you're a middle manager or you are the one that called the shot. At least a certified training once a month. That is very, very important. A training. I mean, thank God for internet. Now you can do it online. You can look for a certified training once a month. Because, you know, one of the things that will help you to do is that it will update you and it will give you a lot of network. It will update you. It will give you a lot of network.
Thank you very, very much. So to just portray what you said, last week Mr. Jimitewe said there are two things, there are two G that you need in your life. If you remember that, everybody that watched that,
God and God.
God and Google.
You need God and Google. He said there are some things you ask God, there you go and ask Google. And to some things you say to God, say,
yeah.
You say, God, don't disturb me, go and ask God. And that is true. I remember my boss, my manager, before I leave Nigeria, Dr. Joseph, she'll say, look, everything you want is on that. We learn cancer in children on Google. Everything say go, it's there. Go and look for it. Say go and look for it. Brilliant proposal. You just need to turn it around and make it fit your English for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the place of understanding is very, very important. Now, if you look at it, I begin to ask myself, everybody is doing course on machine. And I ask myself, is the whole world going to turn to machine? Because there's a lot of artificial
Maybe not, but
because of they say there's pandemic. So after pandemic now, it is robots that will be working on the streets.
it's possible. Actually, it's possible.
It's
See, because
possible.
one thing I believe is when if you look at it well, there are things that some of these thought leaders have said. Like now, it's feeling like a prophecy. There must be something that they've seen. Yeah. So sometimes, if you have the opportunity to learn AI right now, just learn it because we are going there eventually.
Yes,
we are going there eventually.
There.
So
we are
exactly.
There.
So if you have the opportunity, so don't even take it like in fact, that should be one thing that some people should just be doing right now because that's what we position them for after the pandemic.
That's the where I'm tuning to that. Okay, the place of machine, the place of because we are going to turn to machine. Everybody will be in machine. Everybody's learning machine creature. So why don't you be because for machine to work, something is controlling machine.
Yeah.
So
machine will not go and buy food without somebody in the house pressing that thing. You understand? Why don't you develop your AI in your field? Now, because they said there is AI now, someone who has passion for logistics is now looking at property. You understand? Now, there is a lot of confusion. That's why what you said, every one of you said, is very, very key. Your place of value. You need to understand yourself, your passion before harnessing opportunities. Opportunities for growth is flying around. But for me and you to harness this opportunity, our place of value, our place of passion, our place of patience, relationships, those things are so much important. Not to just take the opportunity and in the next 2 months, you are off. That means today you are selling pepper, tomorrow you are selling, and it is English. I'm into entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. What are you, like you said, Ejiro, entrepreneurship? What are you entrepreneuring on? There's no. And you said something, Ejiro, as we begin to round up. I'm going to allow you to give your final word. For people that are still in school, it's so very important. What you said, the area of visibility studies. We didn't pay attention. I wrote something about banking when I was writing my project. And I went to go and take, we go and take somebody's project and turn it into,
And dust it.
but
Edit it.
I made a
May
particular,
God forgive us.
when I was writing about the bank, something that happened in 1980. So I was writing then in 2000 and, is it in 2009? So I was writing about 1999, 2009. And thank God for a smart lecturer. You know those lecturers, I don't know what we read that in that day. You just look at that. This is 1999, this guy. And that was what makes me go and sit down and
do it again.
For that only thing. So please, young people, if you want to use this opportunity, everybody, I'm not against TikTok. I think that's the next social media that is going to blow the world now. I'm not against TikTok. I'm not against Instagram videos, all those things that we are doing. It's fantastic. But if you're going to use this opportunity to learn how to research as a student, use it. Okay, you might say, okay, I'm not doing business, I'm not working. You can use it to learn how to sit down, read, and come up with solutions that can help you to build your life. So as we begin to round up, Sukomi, can you give us your final words as we begin to round up? Your final words, your final advice about opportunities.
My final word for whoever is watching right now, an aspiring entrepreneur, a career person, Norman Vincent Peale said something. He said it's better to prepare for an opportunity and not have one than for you not to prepare and have one. Because opportunity is everywhere, actually. But if you're not prepared for an opportunity, the opportunity will come and you blow it up. So preparation is very, very important. And one of the ways you can prepare for an opportunity is through personal development by various means. It's not only restricted to going for a degree or a certification. Develop yourself. Go online. Read articles. Read books. Go on YouTube. Watch videos. I learn from various angles, various sources. I read books and I watch videos on YouTube.
Sukomi, I'm going to pause.
I download them.
I'm going to pause you. We are going to shut down by 9 p.m. I promise you. Sukomi,
okay.
The place of humility.
Yes, sir.
You understand? Humility. Can you just talk about, because you are operating with people that are older than you. How would you rate humility?
Yes.
Because most of us know there's too much of information, and Korede will start behaving to Ejiro like, what do you know now? I know more than you. You go to school in 1984. I'm a technology person, and we won't be able to, because everything, like you said, Ejiro, everything is not in the four walls of school. There are some things you need to learn around you too. So the place of humility in the place of opportunity, so that you can have the best of that field. Talk it as you round up.
Okay. The place.
The
place of humility is very, very important. Yeah, it's very, very important to be humble. Because if you're not humble, you will not be able to gain as much as you are supposed to gain while you are learning, even from people that are older than you, that are above you. And you must learn to always keep quiet and listen. It is very important for you to listen than when you talk. That is why God created 2 ears and 1 mouth. So that you can listen more. Listen more and talk less. And don't be eager to talk always. Wait and hear. So always be the one to talk last, because by speaking last, by being the last person to speak, you must have listened to several other persons. Then you must have picked from what they have said, probably to add to what you want to say. Because knowledge is broad. You cannot have it all as a human being. You must be able to learn from other people by listening to them. Talk less, be humble to talk less, and listen more to what people have to say. Especially people that are above you, that have the experiences, that have been to places that you wanted to go, that you are aspiring to be. Be humble enough to listen to them, and don't interrupt them when they are talking. Listen to what they have to say, because they are speaking from experience, because they've seen things that you have not seen. They've been to the places that you have not been to. So be humble enough to learn from them, so that you can get enough. You can get enough lesson from what they have to say.
Thank you so much. So
Thank you.
what you told us is, if I can recap quickly, as much as access to the noonday information that we have, we must recognize the place of humility in the key people in that field, the senior people, so that we can be able to learn from them and don't make the mistakes they make themselves that keep them on the same spot. We must not be arrogant to them.
Yes.
We must be able to be, we must be humble, so that they can tell us things and then we can gain from them. Thank you so much. Ejiro, as you give us
Yes,
your
sir.
final word as we round up.
Okay, so guys, as you have listened to everything we've said, just please, first of all, know yourself. Know yourself, because in knowing yourself, just like what Mr. Okpa said from the beginning, he didn't know what he wanted, but he knew what he didn't want. So it's one of the two. Is that you know what you want, or you know what you don't want, so that when the opportunity comes to decide, you can decide. So know yourself. Like, thank God for the internet. There is a lot of way to even find out, because sometimes it's actually hard for some of us, probably because of our upbringing and all of that. We've been shut down so much while growing up, so we don't express ourselves that much. So sometimes you're not even asking the right questions to know who you are, your strengths, what makes you think, what you're good at. Sometimes you don't know. So sometimes you might need to, which is where relationship comes in. You might need to learn how to relate to people a lot, so that it's easy for you to talk to people and ask the correct questions. Like, sir, please tell me, what do you think I should work on? Be open to feedback, because nobody is an island in this life. Nobody. And so sometimes, especially even now with now that there is a lot of opportunities for people to say, I want to be somebody's mentor, because there are all these platforms where you can get to be watching people and you can follow them closely. So there are a lot of people who say, I want this person to mentor me. I want this person. Please learn the etiquette of being online. And don't just go to somebody and say, sir, please, I want you to be my mentor. Why? Do you understand why? Everybody is saying the same thing. So you need to learn emotional intelligence. You need to learn how to always think for yourself. Always think, how can I be of value? How can I add value? How can I add value? So in knowing yourself, you will know the places that you have strength. And in that place that your strength is there, add all the value you can add to people until they notice you. So if you want to be somebody, you want somebody to mentor you, for example, if you know yourself enough, say, oh, okay, I'm good at this. This person that I want this person to mentor me now, this thing that I'm good at, how can I use it to be a blessing to that person? So it all begins with you knowing yourself, knowing your strength, and just adding value with that thing that you know. And that way you are able to build solid relationships, because you're not just always thinking about yourself. You're always thinking about, okay, how can I better this next person? How can I better that person? And because of that, when you now channel that strength into blessing other people, you will be shocked at the kind of feedback you will get. Because then that person can now say, oh, this thing you are doing it well, but you can do it better. Take advice for free. So you just need to be, as we talk about learning, developing yourself personally, just go with wisdom. And if you need to even first of all learn emotional intelligence, to know how to approach people, how to communicate with people, especially people who you are looking up to in your industry, because some people have missed out on opportunities because they don't even know how to approach people. Just talk anyhow, ask questions anyhow. For some people, they give you a yard, you carry a mile and begin to do farms and just start, saying things. So just learn all these things but keep growing on yourself. Because see, the thing you have learned it. Nobody can take that one away from you. If you have a job today, something can happen and you lose the job. You understand? If you start a business today, something can happen and you will lose the business. But the things there's a saying that if you take all the money that all the richest people in the world have, if you take all the money away from them now, give them another 10 years, some 5, they will gain that money back. because what they know is what they know. So what you know is what you know. So be dedicated and be committed to your personal growth by just
Thank
learning.
you so very much. Mr. Okpaya, can we have your final words?
Hey, thank you very much. I mean, I've learned so much myself. I mean, I've taken notes. And my final word is this. We are all, what we produce in life is the sum total of what we have inside of us. So what we produce, our output is the sum total of what we have inside of us. So at every point in time, whether you'll be able to harness opportunity or whether you're harnessing opportunity now will be determined, or whether you even scale up the opportunity you've already harnessed will be determined by what you have inside of you. So on the final note, keep learning, keep developing yourself, build relationship, meet new people, travel, see the world. Don't, the world did not end in Agege. You understand what my Agege people understand myself here. We understand that the world did not end in Agege.
That's true. When you
So
go out,
possible.
Yes,
okay.
I think
I used to use the word "my life has changed."
yes. I remember I think about five years ago or 6, the first time I came to Dubai, the first night I could not sleep. So develop yourself, open your mind to a lot of things. Opportunities are out there. You see, what you see and how you see things are very, very important. And what will determine what you see is what you have inside of you. So please, you need to develop ourselves. Thank you very, very much.
Before you all go, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Just a few recap
thank you so much for the opportunity.
of what you said. You talk about value. You talk about understanding yourself. Ejiro said, understand yourself. When you know who you are, and I think that you and Kemi aligned together, that when you know who you are, you should be able to determine what type of opportunity you want to go into. Mr. Okpai said, know what you want and know what you don't want. You understand? Don't just jump and jump and jump and jump. And when you see one, develop yourself. ISK talk about more of humility, humbleness in this place of thank you so very much, every one of you. Mr. Okpe, you do business. Please, Mr. Okpe is into property. You want to do properties, because I saw Kemi the other time talking about investment. I want to invest in properties. Kemi, you're going to be watching this. If you want to do, I'm telling you, I'm not saying it because this is tested and trusted. This is what we've seen grown for 8 years. We've seen it afar. If we had known, you would have we have been running together. We'll be running together. But thank God for the place of passion. Please, Mr. Okpe, there are opportunities from Live Page. So if you can just say 1, 2, 3 of it as we just close this chapter.
Okay. Well, we have different opportunity. So right now, what we have done, what we are doing, and what we've done right now is to digitalize all that we are doing. So I will encourage you to download an app. Just go to Google Play Store. The app is called Million Homes.
Can you just give a website, then interaction?
Okay. You can check us out on Live Page Group, or you can download the app Million Homes. So livepagegroup.com or millionhomesafrica.com. So either of these two. So that's what represents what we do. So because we are into real estate investment, we can help you. In fact, we can multiply your money for you.
Thank you so much.
I'll drop it in the comment section.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. So Ejiro, tell us, how can we assess your awesome product? How can you assess what
okay, so the website is www.mixifundbooks.com. Mixi spelled M-I-X-S-I-E. M-I-X-S-I-E. Mixifundbooks.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at mixifundbooks. And then we have an Android app for now. We're yet to come on iOS, but we have an app on Android, Mixifundbooks. So you can get access to free books, free African books, like our own story. Let's tell our story the right way. So you can listen to some of our books, and there are also paid books out there. And yeah, so if you're an author, you can also reach out to us and let us help you convert your books into audio.
Thank you so much. SK.
And then on my personal page, oh, please follow me as well on my personal page, Ejiro Sakede.
Yeah, that's our personal page.
I give you daily load of inspiration.
There's so much of it. Sukomi, tell us, how do we
Yes,
work with you? You are making big money, you're a big man.
Okay. Yes, Skyridge Logistics is basically an international freight company based in Lagos, and our services is we do importation. We can clear a job for you at a very reduced time frame. We actually operate with a very good speed. Talking about delivery, then if you want to export anything from Nigeria to anywhere in the world, we do courier services, and we are working on having an airline represented in Nigeria through our company. You can follow us on Instagram at Skyridge Logistics Limited, on Facebook Skyridge Logistics Limited, on Twitter Skyridge Logistics. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So these are great things people are doing. Everyone that joined the Zoom here, Cynthia, thank you. Curtis Fabric, I think I know this Curtis Fabric. It's ringing a bell in my head. I think I know. Thank you so very much for joining. And everyone that is going to be watching these on Facebook is going to be going to Facebook in the next few minutes. Thank you so very much. Apologies, technical itch. That's why we could not move it to Facebook and YouTube platform. But we're going to be uploading it. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Mr. Okpe, for your time. Thank you, SK. Thank you, Ejiro. Kemi in absentia. Thank you so very much. I tell you, I'm going to bring you people back. We are going to see how we are discussing that. Maybe the next roundtable or some subsequent roundtable. We're going to be talking more and more and more. There are so many things to learn. It's been a wonderful time. Thank you very much. Please have a now it's night here, okay? We are going to sleep very soon here. Have a wonderful.
All right, bye. I have to jump on another class.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.